grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go, grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go, yeah, look, here to stay, I won't never leave. Treat the game like I'm Tarantino, always trying to go and make a scene. Anything to put the city on, anything to try and make a name. Every day working on my craft, gotta show them boys that it's not a game. No 2K, I ain't playing with them. I've been at it since 6th grade. Passion growing as I'm getting older, got the same vision, just a bigger stage. Guarantee they cannot take it from me. Hope you what I'm destined to be. Pack up your bags, if you down to ride, I ride to the tankers on E. Yeah, back then, I used to pass out CDs in the halls. Yeah, after school cycles to bridge with them all. That's true. If you don't got bars, then don't get involved. You'll unwrap all of the gauze. Expose you for all of your flaws. Lyrically, who wanna fight? Yeah, I write a verse every night. Yeah, these rappers all sound alike. Yeah, Mike Ty had a bite. Yeah, MMA with a strike. Yeah, to anyone in my sight. Yeah, all my homies got goals. Theme song to our life. Grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go, grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go. Tired of hearing people talk about what they wanna be, but they never do. If you wanna get it, don't talk about it, just go and get it. What's stopping you? I know that things don't always happen as you plan, but don't go throwing your cards away when you could draw and play a new hand. Failing used to put the fear in me. Used to have insecurities, but the same things that they laugh about be the same reasons they feeling me. Got a slump back, it's a hunchback, bug eyes and a long neck. But every time that I hit the bank and I drop it off, it's a long check. I'll settle for that. Tell them go kick rocks and they flip flops. They lukewarm, I've been hot. Had to reroute, I did stop like whoa. Yeah, put a hater in it. My flow make your head bop. Swear every verse could be a TED talk. Pack your bags if you with it. Yeah, hit the pedal to the finish. Yeah, everybody with me win it. Yeah, all my homies independent. Yeah, all my homies got goals. Yeah, all my homies self-made. Yeah, everybody with me grinding. So everybody with me say, grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go, grind time, beast mode, speed up, fast forward, let's ride, let's roll, gotta get it right now, let's go.
episode of NBA 2K TV. The most famous voice in the NBA, Kevin Harlan.
I love the game so much, and I think it just kind of comes out by virtue of that passion I have for it.
We look at how your NBA season is unfolding in My Player Nation. Then, taking your 2K game offline, there's a whole world out there. Plus, your top plays. And it's all coming up now.
Anthony goes high! His touchdown hard! It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and we've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me.
Welcome to 2K TV, Kevin Harlan. I can't tell you how surreal this is because I watch NBA games all year, and now I'm finally sitting across from you, and hearing you in real life is just so crazy to me.
Well, it's fun to be on with you. Thank you very much. You're very nice to say that.
You have some of the most iconic calls in the game of all time.
Here's Giannis. Oh, and he jams it right over Pascal Siakam.
Do you watch the game and call it in your head, or what's going through your mind?
I think the best thing that I've done is I've just kind of done things organically. I feel like that is when the true emotion comes out. And the people that work on the game. Coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
And a promising trend this month is the rise in his effective field goal percentage. He's showing a lot of smarts. Shot selection has been tremendous, and it's helped his numbers a ton.
Here's the starting group for Richmond. You've got Champ, Ash out there with Big Smooth. Then there's the great one, and it's G in at the center position. Johnson is out there with D. And there's the prodigy. Then it's the bodyguard, and it's Smooth in at the small forward. Late in the season, Doris, and some teams now are not going to be in the postseason. They're out of the playoffs and are giving more time. You talked about this earlier, giving more time to their young players to develop.
Well, there is nothing more beneficial to a young player than real-time NBA experience. So when you're out of the playoffs, those young guys start to get more and more minutes. They'll give those young guys more and more responsibility on the offensive and defensive end. And there's no greater teacher than giving NBA reps to guys who you think can be be a key part of your future.
It's so fun for us as fans and people to cover the league to get a glimpse of the future, what these teams, what these individual players could be like. Right wing. Here's Champ. Broke loose. Now Daniels. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stop.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Here's Champ. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. We played just over a minute here in the first. Here's the great one, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Bates. Rebounded by Richmond.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
The quick look, no good that time.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
And that one's good. Daniels.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Champ, the pass to the great one. Pulls from the top of the key. Here's Champ, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Richmond shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
First free throw is good.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And so he makes both from the line.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
Gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Johnson outside. Lets it go with the 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
There's the pass to the great one. Here's Flash. Here's G. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Clock at 4. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Champ. Kept alive.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
On the wing, Daniels. He's got 6. Johnson right side. Here's the teardrop. And that's 2 points on the layup. Johnson's got 5 now.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Flash. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. To the middle. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Richmond will retain possession. First quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Just 2 to shoot. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Pass to Bates. Here's the prodigy. Here's Smooth. Buries the hook.
And he can be devastating with that little hook shot of his.
Richmond trails by 7. Pass to Big Smooth. Here's the great one. He's guarded by Johnson. The great one passes to Flash. Here's Champ. It's deflected. Pass to Johnson. Here's Smooth. He kicks to Daniels. Shot clock at 5. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. The pass to the Great One. That one's good from the corner. The Great One's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Daniels dishes to Johnson. Here's Smooth. Here's the Prodigy, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And Richmond decides to take their first time out here.
Yeah, and what a gut wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
And some changes here for Richmond. Burton's checked in for the Great One. Lights Out comes in for Flash. And it's the Beast in for Big Smooth. Here's Champ. Passes to Burton. Here's Francis. Here's Lights Out. And Cowboy is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Francis, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Excellent D there by Johnson.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Good on the shot. Johnson's got 7.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
Here's Champ. He dishes it to G. 4 on the shot clock. Fires it up. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Pass to prime time. 1:35 left in the first quarter of the game. Shoots from the line. Second shot opportunity. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And he can't hit the second. Richmond trails by 10.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Francis. The shot comes out. Johnson with the defensive effort. Got 8 of the 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. The pass to Primetime. Passes it to the prodigy. Bank shot, no good.
That's an example of great defense. His teammates love that about him. Always why the shooters struggle against this guy.
Here's Champ. Pass to G. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Richmond shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. Free throw good from G. And G drops them both. It from their comfort zone so far in this one, 57% from the field. And Richmond pushing it up now.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
There's 21 seconds left in the first. Pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Here's the prodigy. Here's Hall. And he's good on the 3-ball. Here's Burton. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the home team ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. If you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Richmond trails by 9. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. They've got buckets. Primetime is out there with the prodigy. Then it's Johnson, and it's Hall in at the 3 spot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Down low, buckets, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him. Who are some of the up-and-coming shooting guards in the league that you have noticed have got a very high ceiling?
Well, I'm going to mention 2 guys who I think could be considered combo guards, guards who can play 1 or 2, and who I think their organizations are still trying to figure out their best position. But 2 of the most dominant young guards in the league who are going to be a problem for over a decade, Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys can create their own shot. Both can get off the dribble drive. Both could light you up for over 50 a night. Devin and Donovan, 2 names to keep an eye on.
Richmond trails by 12. Passes it to Champ. Now the pass to lights out. Pocket 6. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And taking a look now at the stats for Johnson. Some impressive play from him over the last month. Averaging about 7 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. Even if you key in on him all game, he still finds a way to get his numbers.
Right, the skill, the awareness, the physical ability, it's all there. And that's what makes this guy so hard to check.
First free throw is good. Bodyguards check in for the prodigy. So he gets them both. Doing fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Pass to Buckets. Passes it to Bates. Johnson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Boy, that's a backbreaker. Takes it right into the rim and extends their lead.
You want to make sure your opponent knows they have absolutely zero chance of a comeback. And nice finish by him.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
That's no good. It's his 2nd miss. He's made 4. Richmond trails by 12. The pass to Champ. To lights out from the arc. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Here's Hall. Burton grabs the miss, and Richmond shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. Champ, the pass to lights out. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Champ. It's blocked, but they get it back. It doesn't go for him.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the 2nd. Here's Hall. And it's good off the back rim and in. 5 points in the game.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Here's Francis. He's guarded by Johnson. Offensive rebound. Lights out. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. On Tuesday and then on Friday. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first. So it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder.
Thanks, Kev.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
so he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Inside. Got a hand on it, and he's able to get it back. It's good. Gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Buckets passes to Smooth. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Big Smooth. 11 points for him in that last game again. And they're on the break. Here's Lights Out. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Clearly a foul.
At the line, Ace. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Richmond trails by 12. Pass to Flash. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's Big Smooth. He's covered by Daniels. Count that one. Big Smooth got his second basket of the night.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Here's Smooth. He had 22 points in the win again.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Here's Lights Out. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Daniels, no good. Richmond trails by 10. There's the 3. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Buckets passes to Bates. Here's Smooth. 6 to shoot. Here's Buckets. And the call will be against Prime Time. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Prodigy, he's checked in for Prime Time. They're looking to trim the deficit to single digits. Timeout called here. Richmond decides to talk it over.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Well, you know this, Greg, because you played in the NBA. You've got to stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
For Daniel, how his last 10 games have gone. He's around 10 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
1:51 left to play here in the second quarter. Passes to the great one. Here's Flash. Richmond needs to get a shot off. Here's Champ. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And the pass to Bates. To the inside. Here's Buckets, and good that time. Buckets got 5 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing. It's hard for them to cut into this lead when he's firing zeros. All period, he's been so cold.
Here's Bates. It's tipped. Chalk up 2 there.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Richmond trails by 14. Here's Big Smooth. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. 29 seconds left in the second quarter. Out of bounds, Richmond takes possession. Hall's checked in for the bodyguard. And then for Richmond. G's checked in for Champ. T comes in for lights out. And it's the Beast in for Big Smooth. And Richmond shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Flash passes to Francis. Pass to Burton. Here's G. That shot, no good. Buckets passes to Smooth. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Smooth's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The home team up by 16. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Taking a look at this home squad. Kenny?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. You know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Cowboy really making the difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Setting the floor for Richmond. G is out there with Champ. Then it's Big Smooth. And there's Flash. And it's the great one in at the 3.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Johnson outside. Shot from the wing. No good. Shot missing. And Richmond will go the other way with it. That game is the first and last of their homestand. The great one passes to Flash. Here's Champ. He's covered by Daniels. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Big Smooth. Champ, the pass to Big Smooth. Here's Flash. 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 15, and he hits the jump shot. Champ's got 6 points.
Well, it doesn't get much easier than that. Even a decent shooter is going to make that with no pressure.
Johnson outside. Out to the wing. Here's Smooth. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at Richmond. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens.
And I think for Richmond, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
All talk, no walk. Simple as that. They just don't match up with the better teams in the NBA.
Here's Big Smooth. Here's Champ. And it's off the back rim. No good. Here's the Prodigy. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Smooth. Misses the 3. Richmond trails by 18. Here's the great one. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint. And you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. First one falls for it. Prime time's checked in for the bodyguard. Burton's checked in for Richmond. That one is no good.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Got a piece of it. Smooth passes to the product. Johnson outside. Passes it to the product. Daniels kicks to Johnson. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Richmond. Here's Burton. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And it goes down 2 points.
Well, there's an aggressive mentality in play. Work in close, find a way to score.
Johnson right side. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Richmond trails by 15. To the paint. Big Smooth the pass to Flash. Here's the floater. And there's the pass to Big Smooth. Burton, no good. Gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Here's the Prodigy. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's the great one. 5 points in the game. Out of bounds. Richmond takes possession. And a look here at a group of rookies that has been holding their own against the big boys in the paint, the top rookie rebounders since the All-Star break. Look at G. He does a great job inside, one of the top rebounders in the league.
Well, he continues to improve. I mean, since the break, he's taken it to another level, looking less and less like a rookie every day.
Here's Flash. He can't get that one.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. The timeout call here. Richmond decides to talk it over.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Some changes here for Richmond. Lights out comes in for Flash. And it's the Beast in for Big Smooth. The great one passes to G. Here's the great one. Nice ball movement by Richmond. Here's lights out. 5 points in the game. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Francis. It's tipped, and he recovers it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Going an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Pass to the Prodigy. Here's Buckets. It's good from in time. Buckets got his third basket of the night right there.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's the great one. A shot off that time.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Here's lights out. Pass to Francis. 1:27 left in the third quarter of the game. G, no good. Gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Here's Buckets. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Timeout call here. Richmond decides to talk it over.
And he has not been on his game here. He's forcing a lot of shots, and the team is suffering because of it. It's time for him to focus on getting his teammates involved. The numbers for the Beast. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 6 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's putting together a solid year at the free throw line, 79% overall.
Bodyguards checked in for the Prodigy. Champs checked in for Richmond.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
On a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Pass to Buckets. pass to Hall. Clock at 6. To the inside. Buckets. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Buckets got 12.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Francis passes to Champ. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the third. And that one's good, Francis.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. Doesn't matter. Just make shots.
Here's Hall. G with the rebound. It could go. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the home team controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And the home team has possession. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington. They'll face the Wizards. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Buckets is out there with Johnson. Then it's the bodyguard, and it's prime time, and it's Hall in at the 3 spot. Now here's Johnson, just 5 on the clock. And the officials call a traveling violation. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Now here's Johnson. For the 3. Rebounded by Richmond. Burton's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silent since.
Here's Champ. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Champ's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Richmond.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Pass to Bates. Over G. Burton grabs the miss. Burton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. The shot's good. Burton's got his first basket. And so far, very efficient all around, about 55%. Back to Johnson. Passes it to Hall. Here's the bodyguard. Now the pass to Hall. The 17-footer. 2 points. That one goes. Richmond trails by 18. Francis passes to Champ. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. 4 on the clock. A baseline J. And that one's good, Francis.
And he has started to turn it on now after that slow start.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here.
That's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
And no good that time.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Buckets passes to Smooth. Here's the bodyguard. Pass to Buckets. Shoots from 12. G with the rebound.
Boy, what a job defensively. You couldn't play that any better.
Burton the pass to Francis. And the call will go against the Prodigy. That's his first foul. The Great Ones checked in for Burton. Pass to the Great One. Shoots from 12. That shot no good. Gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's the Prodigy, and he dunks it down.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Here's Flash. Rush, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said. Here's the Great One. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Champ. Lays it up and banks it in. Champ's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Daniels with it, and it ends up out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Here's the Prodigy. There's the dish to Daniels. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bates. Takes it off the glass.
You have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Timeout call here. Richmond decides to talk it over. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retired, so we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
Big Smooth, he's checked in for the Beast. For Richmond, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Nice ball movement by Richmond. G passes to Flash. Takes the 13-footer. That one goes in. Flash. Here's Smooth. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth. The pass to Buckets. Here's Smooth. 5 on the clock. G with the rebound. G's got 6 rebounds here tonight. 1:24 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Flash. Buries it from three-point range. Flash has got 5 points in the quarter.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
Buckets passes to Smooth. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, George, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Now here's Turner. Barnett dishes to Turner. Over Slaughter. And the shot is long. Here's Big Smooth. And so they get the victory here at home. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.